Alright guys, welcome to Red's Resort. Today we're going to be looking at what is the best starter ship for doing bounties in the verse. Before I do that though, I want to say a big thank you to you guys for watching and subscribing, and all the members. If you're thinking about becoming a Star Citizen, please use one of the codes on screen now for some extra starting credits. This is just going to be another one of those off the cuff sort of episodes where there's no script. So we're not going to go into too much detail here, we're just going to have a light sort of surface scrape of what's good and what's not for that particular career path in the game. So I think the best way to do this is to do it in stages based on price. Now these are UK prices, so they might be a little bit different for you, but they should all fall roughly into the same sort of brackets. I think the best cut-off point would probably be the Cutty Black and the Freelancer here. I think calling that a starter ship is a bit of a push, to be honest. But yeah, let's break it down into price categories. Let's go for under £50 say to start with. So we've got the Aurora MR versus the Mustang Alpha starter pack. So to be honest, both of these are great little fighters. The Aurora has 4 size 1s and a couple of missiles, and the Mustang has 2 size 1s and 2 size 2s. And the Mustang is a bit more manoeuvrable as well, so out of the two it's definitely going to be the Mustang. But you know, both of them will do pretty well, and the better you become, the further you will be able to reach up the bounty ranks with just these starter ships. The problem with the way the game works now is, it doesn't really matter how good you get, you're still going to be up against 3 ships. Sometimes some of them have got turrets, and the AI is getting better and better, and the firepower getting put out by these 2 ships is not a lot, and obviously their health isn't that great either. So at a certain point in the bounty grind, you're gonna find that these ships just become pretty much untenable. And that's fine, because by that time you probably will have made enough money to upgrade to a bigger ship anyway. But out of these two, if it's for PVE bounties, I would just take the Mustang. In terms of what else these ships can do, the Aurora has 3 SCU cargo, and that can slot underneath the back. So I mean, you're not going to be doing much cargo with it really, but you can take a few boxes with you if you're going looting and things like that, or for just moving things around. You could also get some small packages on the inside if you're doing delivery missions. It's a great little starter ship all round. It's really fast, really manoeuvrable, just not as manoeuvrable as the Mustang. It's also got a bed on the inside, which is great for bed logging out of the game when you finish up at night, or if you just want to jump server to join a friend or something. I personally love the Aurora. I still have a lot of fun with that thing. The Mustang has 4 SCU of cargo that can drop down from this thing around the back here. It's also got pretty much just the best cockpit in the game for visibility, and again just an outstanding little starter ship. No bed logging, but it is up there amongst the most manoeuvrable and fastest ships in the game. So if you've got that need for speed and you think you're just going to be doing bounties non-stop, then this is a great place to start. Also in that category is the Cutter. Now for bounties, the Cutter isn't great, to be honest. It has a big health pool, but it's mostly for defensive reasons. It does have 2 size 2 on the chin, which isn't bad, but its manoeuvrability is where things sort of get let down. You'd still be able to do the first couple of tiers of bounties though, and given all the other things that this ship can do, it's got, you know, it's got cargo space in there. I think it's 4 SCU. There's enough space in the back there for a little bike, and probably a geo mech suit as well. And then it's got this pretty well outfitted interior space. It's got a bed here, it's got massive storage on the inside, gun racks, and you know, it's just got everything basically. I mean, possible candidate for the best starter ship overall. But this list is for bounties, so I'm not going to be recommending that. But definitely the most diverse pick. Okay, the next band we're going to go up to is sub £70 say. So let's start with this. This is the Drake Golem, and it's a mining ship. So unless you're going to be mining a lot, then this isn't probably for you. It's definitely not going to be much good for bounties. Pretty basic ship. Most of the ship is taken up by the engines and its storage, but it does what it says on the tin. I don't have one available, or I'd show you more. But if you've clicked this video, chances are you're not looking for this ship anyway. Next up, we've got the CAX Pisces Expedition. Now, again, sort of the same deal as the Cutter in terms of combat performance. It's got 4 size 1s on there, a couple of missiles, can take 4 SCU of cargo, can probably get a few of the smaller vehicles in there, guessing quite a few of the hover bikes and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's pretty sparse on the inside, makes for a good little taxi. But you could definitely, again, do the first couple of tiers of bounties and have a nice little run around. Got a pretty big quantum fuel capacity as well. Decent amount of health for its size as well. But again, it just suffers from that manoeuvrability that you need. Next up is the 100i. And this is a pretty steady little ship. It has 2 size 3 weapons on the wings. It's pretty fast. Got a couple of missiles in there as well. 2 size 2. Not the greatest health pool though. And it does have only 1 size 1 shield. So, you know, it would do. Again, it would get you the first couple of rounds. Probably a bit more because of its manoeuvrability. It is very fast. And on top of that, it takes 2 SCU of cargo. And it's got a bed as well. So it's a nice little package. But if your objective is to stay out doing bounty after bounty, this thing is going to get cut up pretty bad, pretty fast. But again, skill level comes into play here. If you get really good with that thing, you know, you can basically go as far as you like with it. It will just take you a very long time and normally quite a lot of running away. But it does have the manoeuvrability, it does have a decent punch on its weapons there, so I personally quite like it. But it's quite hard to recommend. It should definitely get a few points for style though. It is quite a cool little ship. So out of the 3, the 100i, the Pisces and the Miner, obviously it's going to go to the 100i. If I had to choose between this and the last ones, I would maybe still go for the Mustang. Yeah. This has a little bit more firepower, but that manoeuvrability and speed is just outrageous. And believe it or not, the Mustang has more staying power. It has actually more health. So yeah, I'd stick with the Mustang. Okay, the next category is going to be sub £80. So that means we've got the Avenger Titan and the Interpid. So let's start with the Interpid. The Interpid has a single size 4 mounted here. And to be honest, that is just pitiful. This is not the ship you're looking for if you're wanting to do any serious amount of bounty hunting, but it does do a lot of other things. And again, it'll probably still do the first couple of levels, no problem. In fact, its health pool is really big in comparison to some of these guys. So, you know, it's got some decent staying power. But that gun is a token gesture, basically. And the inside of this thing, you have got everything you need. You've got 8 SCU of cargo in there, you've got bed, you've got lockers and gun racks and all sorts of stuff. Access to all the components. It is a great sort of multi-purpose starter ship, but not one I would pick specifically for doing bounties. Also, I probably should have mentioned PvP at this point as well, right? The meta generally seems to be a Gladius or a Hornet right now. That seems to be what's going to be putting you on your ass the majority of the time. And so far, none of these ships will stop any of those 2 ships. Apart from this Aurora and this Mustang. If I get killed trying to go about my day by a Hornet, I immediately just get out of the Aurora and go back and kill the guy. And the salt is just delicious. Because these 2 can outmaneuver a Hornet pretty easy. The Gladius, on the other hand, that's a bit of a different story. So, depending on what the target is, nobody ever suspects the Aurora Hunter Killer. It's just fantastic. And the Mustang is basically untouchable once you've gained some experience and know how to keep pressure up and things like that. Moving on. The majority of you are probably here just to find out if this ship is still the king. The king of starter ships. But it is still the king of the starter ships. It ticks all the boxes that it should. Getting pretty old now, this ship. The cockpit and stuff is a bit meh. But in terms of raw firepower and manoeuvrability for bounty hunting, if I was to suggest a ship out of any of these, it would have to be this one. That's a size 4 on the nose and there's a size 3 under each wing. It's also got 4 size 2 missiles packed away in there somewhere. It can take 8 SCU of cargo, you can get bikes in the back, it's got a bed, like it just does everything and kicks ass while it's doing it really. So I mean, if that is in your price bracket, it's very hard to recommend anything else if you know dogfighting is going to be your go-to thing. Moving up again, we are in the sub £90 category, which gives us an arrow and a Syulen. Now, let's start with the Syulen. The Syulen is a weird one, and I don't have one available, so I can't really give you the tour. I'll see if I can dig up some old footage though and roll it over the top of this, because the interior is just exquisite. It can hold 6 cargo, it's got a really cool gun rack, it's got a bed and a bathroom and an absolutely awesome cockpit, and it has actually got 3 size 3 guns, which should make it pretty formidable, right? But its manoeuvrability is where it gets let down. It's got pretty decent defense, you know, it's got a lot of health, well, a reasonable amount of health, but I would say taking this, you would get further in the bounties than, you know, with these guys, definitely. Especially if you're not averse to spending a lot of money resupplying rockets. Because this has got 12 size 2 rockets in here. And you know, for the first few tiers of bounties, you could just fire 4 at a time, take out the primary target, and then just go and resupply, taking the minor hit on the resupply cost. So you can make it a decent bounty ship with some concessions. Plus it's got all that good stuff behind it, making it a more jack of all trades kind of ship as well. So not great, but kind of alright. For PVE bounties at least, do not take that thing into a PvP fight. So this thing, however, this is great. If that one guy in the Hornet is due a reckoning, definitely take this back. You'll absolutely spear his ass off. I love this thing. And again, there's a bit of a skill barrier, but once you learn how to fly this really good, you could do amazing things with an arrow, both in PvP and PvE. It's got 2 size 3 and 2 size 1 weapons, and 6 size 2 missiles. So I mean, it is wicked. Its manoeuvrability is off the scale. It like matches the Mustang, almost. The problem is, its health isn't great, and it's only got a size 1 shield. So, you know, you mess up just once, and you're dust, basically. But it is wicked fast. It is a lot of fun. You can probably push this up to, you know, medium risk and stuff. Definitely higher, but again, you find once you get to like high risk targets and stuff, the enemies, there's always more than one. Well, there always is more than one, but they're bigger ships, so they take longer to kill. Some of them have got turrets. There's another 2 guys flying around trying to hit you. So you end up spending most of your time evading just to stay alive. And because this hasn't got the firepower to put a ship down in a sort of time frame that matches, you know, your shields going down, you basically waste more time. But I mean, not everybody's trying to min-max. You know, you'd still have great fun. It's just efficiency-wise, at that point, you'd be better just upgrading to more firepower. But great little ship. But that is literally all it does. That's just a cockpit. There's nothing else. It's just a jet fighter, basically. Which is cool. If you know that's what you want, this is an awesome little fighter. But again, this does more and is a bit more tanky. Would probably get you further. But just not as fun as this. Okay, the next tier. Let's do the Nomad, the Cutty Black, and the Freelancer, all as one. The Nomad is actually a bit surprising. Again, we should probably be compensating here for the fact that the price is, you know, skyrocketing at this point. You should expect to be able to do a little bit more for this price. And you can. This is a bit of a tankier ship. Its health isn't really that great though, but it does have 3 size 1 shields. It also has 3 size 3 weapon hardpoints as well, and 8 size 2 missiles. So I mean, it's coming packing, but it's very limited in terms of manoeuvrability. So not a great PvP ship, but for crunching through bounties, it's alright. I would be more tempted to say the selling point of the Nomad lies more in its diversity. It's got a big ramp on the back that can hold 24 SCU of cargo. It's got a bed and a kitchen and a weapons locker, and you know, it's got all the cool stuff on the inside. It's a really lovely little ship. Actually flies pretty nice as well. But if you asked me if I would take this for bounties over this, I would still take this. If you had a mind to do bounties and a lot of other things, then obviously take this. But you know, this is a much bigger target. And you know, the difference in agility is quite big, but agility isn't everything, as we'll see in the next one. This is the Cutty Black, and this is a great PVE bounty ship. Why? Well, It has 4 size 3 guns, an extra turret if you want to bring along a friend. It can fire 8 size 3 missiles and 8 size 2 missiles. It did not come to mess about. It has a size 2 shield and its health pool is massive, like 3 times stronger than this thing. It is a really rugged ship. On top of that, it can take 46 SCU of cargo. It's got side doors, a rear ramp, you can get vehicles and stuff in here. Oh yeah, you could definitely get vehicles on here as well on the back ramp. Really versatile. But this is like the gold standard in versatility right here. And obviously you could get up to high risk targets with pretty much any of these ships if you had the determination. But I'd say with this one it would be a lot easier, and with this one it would be even easier than that, or at least more efficient. Like if you arrive at a bounty with this thing, you have the firepower to just take out the first ship in a single pass before your shields go down, before any of that business. With most of these other ones you feel like you're chancing your luck. So yeah, great ship, but obviously, you know, we're over £100 now, so it bloody well should be, right? So the Freelancer is the actual business. It has 4 size 3. So the same as the Cutlass Black. It also has a manned turret with 2 size 3 on it. It can fire 4 size 3 missiles and 4 size 2 missiles. And it has 3 size 2 shields and the same health pool as the Cutlass Black. So, I mean, it might not look as pretty, but my god. A little bit slower all round, but obviously a lot tankier. You can take this thing all the way. And the difference when you get up to these sort of ships, this can take 66 SCU of cargo, so if you destroy a ship and it drops loot, you know, you could just sit there and fill up. Same with this, get 8 SCU in there. It's always an extra little bonus. So yeah, definitely, if you're looking for the most optimal path through PVE bounties, then unfortunately the more you spend, you know, the easier that'll become. In my opinion, that would probably be a path best undertaken in the game, but some people don't have time for that noise, some people don't have time to grind all those credits. If you just want to jump straight in, then, you know, who am I to judge? But in terms of raw crunching through bounties, this would be best, second best, third best. In terms of fun ships to fly as fighters, best, second best, grudgingly third best. Yeah. And I mean, this has got everything inside as well. Sorry, I never went over that. This has got beds and gun racks and all the good stuff that you need, and this has got, in fact, a couple of beds. You know, you could have a whole crew in here. And this is the same. It's fully fitted out. Got a side door as well. I just really don't like the cockpit. I don't like the shape. But again, you could get cars and stuff in the back, and you know, it's just really useful for a lot of things other than just bounties. I just really fancied sitting in front of my computer talking about some ships for a while. So, you know, hopefully that helped you out somehow. If you have any questions, I am guessing there's going to be people who disagree with my list there, and because this isn't scripted, there will be lots of things that I forgot. Check the comments. I'll gather up any useful information and I'll pin it all for you guys. And thank you very much for watching. And remember, if you happen to kill a guy called Redsresort in the verse with your stupid little sweaty hornet, you best be expecting that sneaky stealth Aurora. You will have nowhere to run.